Continuing on in Matthew chapter 3 and verse 3 regarding John's message, his message is a quote of Isaiah, or a reference to Isaiah in chapter 40. For this is he that was spoken of by the prophet Isaiah, saying, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord. Repent, that means follow Torah, and to prepare the way, or to follow after the way of the Lord by making his paths straight. What is the way of the Lord? It's following Torah. Psalm 25 verse 8. Good and upright is the Lord, therefore will he teach sinners in the way. Psalm 119 verse 1. Blessed are the undefiled in the way, who walk in the Torah of the Lord. The way, who walk in the Torah of the Lord. Psalm 119 verse 9 and verse 10. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed according to your word. With my whole heart have I sought you. O let me not wander from your commandments. In Matthew chapter 3 verse 3, quoting from Isaiah in chapter 40, not only are we to prepare the way of the Lord, but make his paths straight. What is the path of the God of Israel? It's following Torah. Psalm 119 verse 35. Make me to go in the path of your commandments, for therein do I delight. Psalm 119 verse 105. Your word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Proverbs chapter 6 verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the Torah is light. The ministry message of John is not only to repent, for the kingdom is at hand. Matthew chapter 3 verse 2, John preached, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of the God of Israel is his Torah being written upon our heart. Jesus was asked in Matthew chapter 6 by his disciples, teach us how to pray. And his answer is in Matthew chapter 6 verses 9 and 10. After this manner pray, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. What happens when his kingdom comes? Your will be done in the earth as it is in heaven. You see, when Jesus comes and sets his feet down on the Mount of Olives, and he rules and reigns from Jerusalem, he will be teaching Torah to all nations, and the will of the God of Israel will be done in the earth during the kingdom as it's being done in heaven. But what is his will that will be done in the earth? His Torah being written upon our heart. Psalm chapter 40 verse 8. I delight to do your will, O my God. Yea, your Torah is within my heart. I delight to do your will. Your Torah is within my heart. The kingdom of the God of Israel is not only his Torah in our heart, but it is Israel gathered from the nations and ruling and reigning with Messiah, being the head of all nations.